Good morning, everyone. I apologize for my voice. My husband and I got sick just right after Christmas, and it's now New Year's, and here we are, 2024. It's been about a month and a half since I've made a video, and that is because I unexpectedly lost my father just a few days after Thanksgiving, and I found myself kind of frozen in time. Not wanting to garden, not wanting to really be in the holiday spirit, and I just had nothing to film because I didn't want to garden. But I think I need to tell you why I haven't gardened. I don't want to just come out here and say, oh, it's been winter and, you know, this is how my garden looks. You know, because I live in zone 9, nothing really ever, I mean, a lot of things go to sleep, but for those of us in zone 9, we can still do quite a bit of gardening during the winter months. And I just wanted to explain that for the first time, I'm going to show you what my garden looks like after, 50 days of neglect, 55 days of not doing really much of anything. But anyway, I wanted to say thank you to my husband and my mom and my brother and my kids for being there for me. And I know that with their help and with my faith that is so important to me, that I will get past all this grief. I really wasn't planning on telling you this next thing, but I feel like it's fitting. The reason why I started my channel several years ago was because I had gone through a period of loss, quite a bit of loss. And you can experience loss in several different ways. And I found myself showing up for my kids, for my husband, for obligations, but I wasn't showing up for myself. And I had gardened for many years. And one might say, oh, well, you could just get out in your garden and, you know, not need to film it. But I was watching other channels and I thought, you know what? If I film myself, that's going to require me to get myself pulled together, talk about something that I'm passionate about, maybe allow other people to see where I have failed and maybe had success. And in doing that, it has helped me get through all that loss. So over the last few years, I have found each time I'm in my garden, I'm happy. I feel this peace inside me, and it makes me excited for the next day on what I can do new and different, and how I can either nurture plants or just share my passion about gardening, especially in a very hot area where we live with other people. Zone 9 is Zone 9 can go from the desert to the beach, and those two climates are completely different. But anyway, I know that once I get back out in the garden, that will help me as well as my family and my faith. So today, I just kind of wanted to briefly show you what I've always feared showing you, and that's my garden when I haven't done anything in it. But within a few weeks, it's going to look different. And I'm going to bring you back around, and it'll still be winter here, but it will look a little bit more cleaned up, a little bit more tidy, and ready for spring, because I actually have about 200 bulbs that I still haven't put in the ground. But we're going to get on top of that as well. So I want to thank you for your patience and your kindness. And let's take a look at this garden that needs help. Over here to the side, I still have super bells that you can tell I need to pull out. I have 3 miscanthus grasses in the back here. 2 I would like to move, but for sure 1. We are here the first week of January, and our last frost date is January, I think 28 or 29. We'll come through and we will do all our pruning. The roses, the grasses, the lantana. You can see over here I have my limelight prime that I need to, oh look, I even have a tree growing near my bird bath that I need to pull out. Back here are the proven winners. Oh, I'll put it up on the screen. They're a blue hydrangea, and then I moved the early blue hydrangeas. You can see there's one here in the front and one near the back. And those, of course, we're not going to touch, but kind of excited to see what those are going to do. Over here, you can see I bought flats of Nemesia. I have snapdragons in the front and the back, and I've just kind of watered them as I've needed to because I just didn't do any window boxes. This area right here is what we're going to address first. My husband's almost done with the prep work he needed to do on the back side of turning this into a gate for us. And this area is going to have drip going behind the you want to miss, and we'll put it under the dirt just a little bit. I'll run the black poly, and then we'll run it this way and that way, and then feed it through here. We landed up picking the ocean pearl. It's like a blue gray stone. So I have about 5 more pieces I need to pick up, and we're going to have that as the pathway. I think it's going to be 5. I don't know. It might take 6. This butterfly bush and that grass will definitely move because this whole area is going to get reworked. So you can tell that I haven't even picked up the rest of the maple leaves over here. And then I have a few rose bushes I need to still prune on this side. I have a few David Austin roses back there that I need to still prune, and my rose tree, and all this will get pruned back. But the geraniums are blooming. They really stopped blooming during the heat, so they seem to be happy in this cold weather. These snapdragons I planted probably a few weeks before Thanksgiving, and you can see all the grass that's growing up in between it. So it's, you know, it's going to take some time, but I'll get in here and get that all pulled up and cleaned up. They've put on a lot of growth since I planted them, and they've been blooming off and on, and I probably need to trim some of them back. But these are all budded up on this side, and I know that they'll bloom again. In early November, the city hired a company to come through and trim everyone's trees that were in the park strip. So when they trimmed the magnolia tree of my neighbor, they were kind enough to bring a bunch of branches over here. I have even a bucket still because I had a craft that I was going to show you. I was going to make magnolia Christmas trees, and I still haven't even dumped the magnolia leaves. And you can see my Hakana Klo is kind of going to sleep behind it. But, you know, sometimes things like that happen when you experience loss and you find yourself in this fog of just not wanting to do much of anything. But maybe I'll tackle that DIY next year. I think it would have turned out really, really cute. Well, that pretty much is it for my front garden. I could show you my back, but I just showed you that recently. Again, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for supporting me and my channel and coming along this garden journey with me. Come back in about 2 weeks maybe, hopefully sooner than that, and we'll see some mulch and a little bit of more cleanup, a little bit more tidiness here in the front, and maybe a little bit more progress on the stone pathway off to the side. I wanted to say Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.